Alright, YouTube says I'm live, so I must be live, right? The internet never lies. Welcome in, welcome in. This is the Howdy Tech Show. We're hanging out with Dave, whichever way you want to call it. It's little live streams that I put on here every weekend. Very well, we cover some GPU news, cover some CPU news. Whatever the news is on the hardware anyways. Kind of just gives the community a chance to hang out with me. We go over how the channel is done, what you can expect out of the channel coming up in the next week or so. Just give you a chance to hang out and ask any kind of questions you may have or anything that I may be able to help you with. That's why I'm here. While we cover a couple of news topics, I think we got 4 articles this week that we're doing. There we go. That's better. Sorry guys, I forgot to mute my sound before I got started. There's a few disclaimers out there at the beginning of each one of these live streams. Number one, I do drink cold Budweiser while I do the show. So cheers to y'all. I hope the weekend's finding you well. I am a truck driver by trade. There may be some foul language. I try to keep it to a bare minimum, but it may slide out every once in a while, may slip out. If one of them two things offend you, I don't want nobody to turn off the live stream, but that affects you too much, maybe this ain't the right live stream for you. Today in the tech news, we have EVGA no longer going to make GPUs. What else do we got? We got some ASRock motherboard spotted for the new Ryzen 5000 series coming up with prices. What else do we got? TeamGroup, I believe it was TeamGroup. Yeah, and TeamGroup also has launching some DDR5 that's specially made for the new Ryzen systems coming out. And also, like a lot of you should know by now, the GPU mining has pretty well came to an end this past week. We got an article on it that I pulled up that we'll kind of touch on a little bit. I know it's a good thing for some, bad thing for others, depending on your outlook on the GPU mining for crypto mining. And then, like I said, we'll go through and see how the community's grown this week. Then we'll also talk about what's coming up on the channel, what you can expect out of the channel. We will also I kind of get a little bit into my personal stuff sometimes. I don't know if we'll touch on much of that or not, but we'll see what we can do. See what time allows. So I guess we'll go ahead and flip you guys over here as soon as I figure out which one I need to be on here. And we'll get started on these articles. Let's see here. Camera. There we go. Get rid of that. Bring this up. All the articles to talk about in today's live stream or this video will be linked in the description below if you'd like to do some more reading than what I report on here. First thing, we got EVGA abandons the GPU market, reportedly crippling reflux over NVIDIA. Jay's 2 Cents and Gamer Nexus did videos on this. EVGA is always stuck with NVIDIA graphics cards. They've never went into AMD graphics cards or anything like that. They've always produced the NVIDIA side of things. Here over the last few years, I guess, with the way they're talking in the article, EVGA will not be doing no more GPUs for NVIDIA. I don't know if this means that they will be doing GPUs for AMD or anything like that. They really don't say. But EVGA still got other components out there they make. They're known for their power supplies. They're known for some of their more top-end motherboards, mainly for Intel. They are kind of expanding the motherboard series into AMD. But the existing RTX 30 series will be the last line that NVIDIA EVGA will do for NVIDIA. So they won't be producing no 4000 series. But if you do buy a EVGA 3000 series to hold back enough stock, supposedly if there's any RMAs or anything like that, so you can still have your warranty if you do have an EVGA 3000 series graphics card. If you need more real in-depth information, I'd recommend looking one of these two videos up, which, like I said, the Tom's Hardware article will be linked in the description below, which got links to both their videos here. They've been, I guess they've been paired up with NVIDIA since 1999 or something like that, I think it was. EVGA has 40% of the market as far as making NVIDIA GPU go, which means there's going to be more allocation for the other companies, MSI, ASRock, Gigabyte, and all that. But it's kind of a sad day to see EVGA leaving. Like I said, they do cover about 40% of the GPU market as far as NVIDIA goes. But NVIDIA also manufactures and sells their own cards. That's where the Founder Editions come into play. EVGA's pretty well just blamed it on because NVIDIA is such a pain in the ass to work with. If you watch, I watched the Jay's 2 cents video on this, and he's got, the drivers for GPUs before EVGA even had drivers for the new video cards coming out, and it's kind of a bad thing whenever NVIDIA wants to keep everything under wraps so bad. They ain't giving the board partners, accurate time or enough time to work on the driver situation before they can actually release the video cards. But yeah, it's kind of a sad day in the GPU market whenever EVGA abandons the market. They will still continue, like I said, they will still continue to produce power supplies, motherboards. Reading down through this, EVGA will still, they don't plan on laying anybody off or anything like that. They're just going to reallocate them to different parts of what they make, which is a good thing, They are continuing to make power supplies, coolers, motherboards. I'm not too sure. I think them three is about the main three things that they're known for. As far as I'm concerned, it's mainly the power supplies that's known for. Motherboards, motherboards, they don't have a whole lot of them out. Maybe they're expanding the motherboards and what they produce motherboards for. Who knows? They won't be expanded into new product categories, so I guess they're just going to stick with the power supplies, coolers, and motherboards for right now. Which, companies do change their mind. They decide to go other ways from time to time. I like to see them maybe pick up an AMD contract or something, maybe start producing AMD GPUs, but apparently that ain't in the works as of right now. So yeah, that's NVIDIA that's getting away from making EVGA, getting away from the GPU market. Talking about the GPU market. GPU mining no longer profitable after Ethereum merge. That was 2 days ago this was written. I forget what day it actually was, but the merge did happen. If you look up the profitability on GPU mining, it is way down because Ethereum has went to the proof of stake. So, most of your GPU mining is dead. They have a little bit of a breakdown for most of the most popular cores. 39 Ti daily profitability now is a negative 31 cents. 3090 makes about 4 cents a day. 3080 Ti loses about 11 cents per day. 3080 12 gig loses about a cent a day. 3070 you're breaking even. You ain't making nothing, you ain't losing nothing. 36 Ti, you're losing about 4 cents on the day by continuing to try to mine with these GPUs now. They got some other stats here. I don't know, 9,076 days. Some of them are breaking even. Some, how many days it take to break even. Which a lot of them are going to be blanked out because they're losing money instead of making money. So, so we should be seeing a flux and used GPUs hit the market very soon. It usually takes, 3 to 4 weeks usually when this happens for the used GPU market to really hit on eBay. I've seen some other guys talk about this. And, the GPU market's already getting better on the used sites on eBay and whatnot. They pulled us some other graphs and whatnot that really showed the profitability with other mining coins that's out. Nobody's really making any money on it. Just waiting for the miners to start selling off the cards. If you are a miner, this is a bad news for you. If you're a gamer, this could be a good thing, especially if you're looking to build a budget gaming PC with some of the newer tech that's out. 3090s, 3080s, 3070s, 3060s, they're going to be dropping in price. They'll be most likely dropping the new price as well, just due to the fact that there's going to be such good deals on the used market. I haven't really been looking at used GPUs lately. I don't know exactly what they're going for, but you're going to start seeing them dropping prices. These guys try to offload all these GPUs. And that kind of raises the question: should you buy a mining GPU or shouldn't you? Like buying any used computer component, it's kind of up in the air. Different people's got different feelings on that. If you should be buying these cards or if you should be buying new. With so many used GPUs coming on the market, it should lower the newer prices as well. But time will tell on that. But, I think it's going to be easier to build a gaming computer now since this has happened. And it should protect the 4000 series from being scraped up by the miners. It ain't going to stop the scalpers. Scalpers are there every time a new GPU launches. They don't think they ain't going to be scalped for the first month or two the new GPU launches, but it will stop the miners from wanting to buy them. But yeah, to me, as a gamer, as someone that builds and sells game PCs, is a good thing. Which the couple I got in stock, I'll probably take a loss on now, but it is what it is. Until the next big coin comes out that you can really make money by mining. The next thing we got ASRock X670E motherboards listed with sub $300 price tags. These really don't list U.S. prices. I covered last week that some of the, ASUS? I think it was ASUS last week. Had some of the X670E motherboards. They was fairly expensive. They was on the high side, the high end of stuff. Some of these is going to be a little bit better priced, I guess. Of course, ASRock is known to have a little bit better. I guess I'll flip you guys over here, huh? ASRock is known to have a little bit better pricing on the motherboards than, you know, MSI does, or Gigabyte, or Asus. They're known to have a little bit better pricings. ASRock flagship X670 Tai Chi, X670E Tai Chi motherboards are the most expensive in the company's family, as they cost €693, 578 without VAT, 661 pounds, 550 without VAT in France. If you live in the U.S., it really don't give you U.S. figures on these. Some people say it's about the same as what this one is without the VAT. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know much about, you know, converting one currency over to the other. According to the screenshot published, a hardware leaker in the track records, $5,000 is still quite a lot of motherboards, but it is considerably cheaper than the $1,300 to $1,500 range we have seen the X670E mainboards from Asus and MSI. Perhaps more importantly, the ASRock cheapest X670E PG Lightning will cost 334 pounds. I think it's a symbol for pounds, I believe. 278 without the VAT in France. 311.62 euros, which is 298 without the VAT in the UK. This range of AMD X670 based platforms from Asus and MSI only family members will also be too expensive by today's standards. The X670 Pro RS will cost approximately 373 euros, I guess, or pounds. 311 without VAT. The X670E Steel Legend will retail for 412 pounds, which is 343 without VAT. So they are going to be a little bit more affordable. Now here's a little bit of a breakdown of the chart if you'd like to look at it. But these are France pricing, the US dollar, the UK pricing. But what they're going to be here in the U.S., I don't know. Like I said, I'm not very good about breaking this stuff down and figure out what's going to cost what in the U.S. compared to what other countries charge. Formerly ASRock flagship X670 platform will be an aqua budget product designed for enthusiasts with custom liquid cooling system. This one could approach the $1,000 range. Meanwhile, ASRock X670 PG Lightning is entering the X670 territory with its sub $300 price. Assuming that the prices are correct, it looks like not all premium AM5 motherboards will carry a ridiculously high price tag. And they will to begin with. To be able to actually find an X670 or 670E motherboard when they first launch for a decent price is going to be pretty hard to do, along with the DDR5. However, we have yet to see prices for AM5 motherboards from BioStore and Gigabyte. Gigabyte is usually one of the cheaper brands of motherboards. That's why I stick with them a lot, but I've never had no issues with their motherboards. BioStore, I try to avoid BioStore. Just like I try to avoid MSI. That's personal reasons. That's stuff that's happened in the past with me with them two companies, but I try to avoid them. So by reading this article, you may be able to get an AM5 system on the X670 or X670E platform for a little bit cheaper price than what Asus and MSI is, which MSI and Asus usually do hold a bit of a premium on their products over the other manufacturers. So we'll have to actually see how these things line up. ASRock usually is one of the lower tier motherboards as far as price goes. I think it's going to be interesting when they launch and see what they actually come in at. Which even AMD said the budget motherboard is going to be, what, 125 or 150. So, you know, sub $300 for a high tier motherboard, that sounds pretty reasonable to me. Sounds more reasonable than some of the other ones that we've seen pricing on already, if this is to be true. But it is on websites. But, you know, a lot of times these websites just put in a place marker for the price tag and not add in the true price. They just put it in there just as a placeholder till the prices are actually figured out. I hope this ain't what we're looking at here with the ASRock lineup, but it's possible, I guess. The fourth story on the list here for today, we have TeamGroup launches Sweet Spot DDR5 6000 for Ryzen 7000. If you're wondering what that means, DDR5 6000, AMD says that's the sweet spot for the new series of processors coming out. TeamGroup launches AMD exclusive Vulkan memory modulars for the AM4 platform, or the AM5 platform. I'm sorry, AM5. I can't get AM4 out of my mind, I reckon. TeamGroup has introduced the first memory modular specified design for AMD's 7000 series Raphael Lake processors. The company's Vulkan DDR5 memory lineup not only features DDR5 6000 speed bin, which AMD claims to be the sweet spot, but also comes with extended profiles for overclocking, the XPO settings. It's simply high-speed modulars, memory modular setup. So this is the first kit, I guess, that we have seen that has the XPO overclocking. If you wasn't aware, the XPO is what AMD is now calling their memory overclocking instead of DOCP or XMP. I guess they're going to go with this DXPO, which basically means you're going to have more than just one memory setting for your RAM overclocking, hopefully. TeamGroup Vulkan includes 3 dual channel kits, 16 gig DDR5 at 5200, cache length 38 and 1.25 volts, 32 gig DDR5 at 5600 CL40 at 1.2 volt, and the sweet spot is 32 gig DDR5 6000 cache length 38 at 1.25 volts. These modules are equipped with serial presence detected chip containing AMD specified XPO profiles that enable optimized high performance settings and the JEDEC standard profiles for compatibility. Here's some of the other specs on them if you like. Looks like they will have aluminum heatsink. Of course, they'll have the lifetime warranty to them, which most of your RAM does. The Team Vulkan DDR5 memory modulars, which might end up in our best memory modular list, are based on DRAM chips that are capable of working at high data transfer rates and come equipped with aluminum heatsink spreaders that are meant to cool down the memory device's power magnetic ICs, PMICs, and voltage regulation modulars. Just like anything else in a computer system, the cooler you can keep it, the better performance you're going to get out of it. So that's why you start seeing a lot of heat sinks on the memory modulars. AMD believes that the DDR5 6000 mode may be the sweet spot for the Ryzen 7000 based platform, as it provides high performance and does not stress the memory controller too hard. However, remember that this is still overclocking and its results are never guaranteed. Yet, with AMD XPO profile setups, DDR5 6000 monitors with the correct timings and voltage should be easy. Should be and is be is two different B's. AMD's always been pretty picky. Even on the AM4 platform, they've been pretty picky about the memory timings and the frequency they run out because of the Infinity Fabric on the CPUs. I don't see this being much of a difference. I think that's why they're saying 6,000 megahertz transfers is going to be recommended for the AM5 platform. Excuse me, which 6,000 ain't the highest DDR5 memories, but it ain't the slowest either. Your kit ain't going to run 6,000 out of the box. You will have to enable the EXPO settings, which is basically XMP settings that you'll have to go into your motherboard BIOS to set up to get the max frequency out of your RAM kit, which that's nothing new. That's been around for a very long time. I think it's kind of cool that there is companies out there already building RAM, especially for the AM5 platform. What was it? I think Corsair got specialty RAM kits, which a lot of them do now, but I think Corsair sure got a specialty RAM kit for AM4 sockets. TeamGroup seems like they're leading the way this time with the Ryzen 7000 series with developing this RAM kit with XMPO. There's a little bit of a black and white photo of the RAM kits installed. Pretty cool looking little kit. Looks like it is a low profile kit. Don't look like it's got real tall heat spreaders on it. Looks to be pretty simple kit. I'm sure they'll have them in different colors for you if you want different colors. I don't see where they have much RGB on them. But, you know, if you're like me, you really don't care about RGB anyways. Maxter 1878's in the house. Yo, Dave. Are you planning on getting any of the new stuff? I am planning on it when it hits the market. I'm actually got a little bit of savings saved up just for this when it does come out. I know it's going to be a very steep, very expensive to do. But yeah, I do plan on getting the new stuff when it comes out. Like I said, I've got a little bit of a savings already held back for that. Probably, depending on the launch, of course they're going to come out with the high-end stuff first, but I do plan on getting some of the newer stuff in. Hopefully, you know, I don't get nothing gave to me. So it's going to be all out of my pocket to buy it, so I have to wait till it's actually available for purchase to be able to order it, to get it in. The GPUs, when they come out, they always start out with the high end. Motherboards always start out with the high end. CPUs always start out with the high end stuff. I don't know how soon they're going to come out with any of the more budget oriented stuff. It's usually a couple months after the high end stuff comes out. But yeah, I do plan on getting some of the new stuff coming in. I like to get some of the, like to have been able to get some of the newer stuff before now, but it hasn't been very easy on me with the way my life's been going the last year or so. Shouldn't be as many problems as the last few years getting hold of new stuff now. Yeah, with that crypto mining, especially when it comes to GPUs, it should be pretty easy to grab a hold of those. The CPU market and the motherboard market, they should be bouncing back pretty good from the shortages on the chips and whatnot. I don't think it'll be quite as bad. Just DDR5 prices I think they need to come on down. Plenty of chances for being bang for the buck builds too, hopefully. Yeah. With the crypto mining being over with, the bang for the buck builds will be coming back pretty easily. GPU's been the main hold up on the bang for the buck stuff. But with the crypto falling now, it should be pretty easy to come up with the more budget builds. The new stuff, you know, like I said, I haven't really been keep track of prices, just due to the simple fact that everything's been completely outrageous. Let's see here. Let's see what DDR5 is actually going for. Memory, desktop memory. DDR5 is one thing that I really, excuse me, I'm interested in seeing how far it comes down, or how quick it comes down. Do the lowest price here. Kingston 8 gig of DDR5 is on $50. PMY 53, 48, 71. Them single sticks. Let's go with 2 8 gig sticks. 16 gig still pretty recommended for gaming. We have Crucial DDR5 4800 for $80. That ain't a bad price. 16 gigs for $91. Ain't bad. I mean, less than what AMD's recommending, but you can always run with a slower RAM. 5200 for $103. They got the 6,000 speeds. Let's see if they got the 6,000 speeds. There you go, 6,000. See what the 6,000 is going for. That's what AMD recommending. Kingston for 16 gigs of 6,000, looking at $150 for what AMD is actually recommending. That's the only thing we got for 6,000 speeds. Yeah, DDR5 prices are coming down. So hopefully we can start doing some builds with the new stuff coming out. Hopefully it ain't gonna be too bad on us. The motherboards is the other questionable thing at this point in time. The X670 motherboards, you know, even at a $300 entry level motherboard to get going is going to be kind of rough to chew. You know, you're looking at the 670, 670E, which 670 Extreme motherboards. But you know, if you want to get the newest and latest and the greatest, that's what you're going to pay the price if you want it. But I do plan on trying to get some of the stuff in when it launches. I'm hoping it don't take too long for the 7600X to launch, which will be the replacement for the 5600, which is going to be the 6-core 12-threaded CPU. I'm hoping it launches fairly soon. I hope they don't do just the Ryzen 9 and Ryzen 7 and make us wait, 3 or 4 months for the little bit more entry-level stuff to come out. I haven't really looked at GPU prices lately either. I don't know what they're doing. Like I said, when it's talked about the GPU mining no longer profitable, it's going to take a while for them guys to start selling them cards off. But, when they do start selling, they're going to start selling like hot fire. They're going to be very, very affordable. So, yeah, I'm hoping to get into some of the new stuff. Like I said, this past year has been kind of rough on me financially with everything I've been through and whatnot, so I haven't been able to really keep up with the latest and the greatest here on the channel. With what I've done in the last month or so, I'm hoping that'll change. Speaking of the channel, you guys see how good we did this week, or how bad we've done this week, I should say. There's the channel statistics for the past week. We got 3 new subscribers this past week in the last 7 days. So welcome to the community. If anybody's watching the live stream, I'm glad you guys decided to join my small community I'm trying to build here. There's 3 of you out there decided to hit that subscribe button this week. Actually, there was more, but I lost quite a few subscribers as well. So, ended up with a positive of 3. Probably not going to go DDR5 yet, but need a new build for sure. Yeah, you can always get the AMD 5000 series. There's still, you know, 3000 series AMD stuff, the Ryzen 5000 series stuff. It's still very functional. It's still going to last for a while. I don't know what kind of system you're running, Maxter, but you know, if you're going to depending on what you're running, you know, if you go up to Ryzen 3000 or 5000 series, it's still going to be relevant. It ain't going to be outdated, or, you know, it ain't going to do what it's supposed to do, just for the simple fact that, you know, there's something new that came out. You know, it's still pretty relevant. And with the new releases, that's when you usually get the best deals on some of the last gen hardware that will that makes the budget build viable. You know, you get a decent B450 or a decent B550 with a 5600X or something like that. You know, you be able to get them fairly cheap, and it's still pretty relevant. You know, my system personally, I'm sure on 3950X. Yes, the 5950X is out, but my system still does what I need it to do, and I can't see spending that kind of money on a 5950X just for a little bit more performance. My build is older now, Ryzen 3600 with the Vega 56. Need a new GPU for sure. Yeah, the Vega 56 is definitely getting a little bit aged. The 3600, I think you should be able to do some decent GPU upgrades with that, and still have plenty of headroom on your CPU. GPU would be what I'd recommend to upgrade. 3600, I don't see why you couldn't put a 3070 on that system and still get a decent frame rate out of your games. And that would that'd definitely be a big upgrade from the Vega 56 to a 3070. That'd be a humongous upgrade. Or do AMD Ryzen running 56. Apparently you're happy with AMD. Upgrade to a 5700X, 5700 XT. I think you'd be doing pretty good. And I don't think that 3600X would be holding back your GPU any. What's the GPU market looking like actually? 5700. Wow, 5700 still going that high in price? Surely not. That looks better. Used. Look, I'm getting a bunch of used ones already coming in. But you go up to 5700 XT from that 5600, you'd be doing a great deal of GPU upgrade, and I don't think that 3600 will be holding you back on it. Yeah, prices will get lower. They will have to drop. Once you get, once the used market starts dropping, it's going to force the new prices to drop. Let's see here, eBay. 5700 XT. We'll go to advanced. We want listings sold. Yeah, they're already selling for $215 for 5700 XT, $220. That's ports only. You don't want ports only. for $209 for pre-owned. Them was actually pretty good prices for the 5700 XTs. But I think they will drop. If you can wait another month or so, I think it'll be a great time to buy. That'll be when they really start trying to get rid of the mining GPUs. And if you're scared about getting a used mining GPU, it's going to drop the used graphics card in general. Won't have to be a mining GPU. If you don't want a mining GPU, you'll just have to make sure it hasn't never been used for mining. $240, $218. Yeah, that's pretty good price for a 5700 XT right there, I think. I can't wait. I've waited this long. Yeah, you're probably in the boat with a lot of people. I'd like to update mine too. I run the 2070 Super, which is good. But I'd like to get a little bit better performance. I run two 4K monitors on my setup. I like to be able to utilize my monitors for what it is. I'd like to be able to get excuse me, get me a 4K graphics card. But I'm still waiting. Which 2070 Super does me good yet, which I really don't game hardly anymore. Really don't have time to do so. But I would like to get me a GPU that can handle my monitors. I got the 4K monitors because I do 4K videos. Live streams in 1080p, but I do 4K video. And I like to add my videos out and what they're going to be played back in. Which you could take a 1080p and render it out in a 4K, but it ain't the same. You ought to stick with the same resolution that you use to do the editing with when you render out a video. Speaking of videos, this week I just finished up the video editing process on it. I have the 6400 PCI 3.0 versus the PCI 4.0 benchmarks done up finally. It took me a little bit of extra time to do so because of all the updates to the games and the Windows operating system and everything. I wanted to make sure I went back and did all the benchmarks. When I do my benchmarks, I usually run each game at each setting. And, PCI Gen 3, PCI Gen 4, I run all of them at 3 different times, and then I average them out. That's where I come up with my averages. So it took me a lot longer to do it. That should have been last week's video, but I didn't get it done. I finished it up this morning. After that, I haven't started the video yet, but I got the HP or the Dell Optiplex back there. I'm putting that GPU in. That's going to be the next upcoming video. Which is going to be a giveaway PC, I believe. I still plan on doing that yet. Which I'm not too sure on how I want to handle that yet. I looked into some other ways of giving away stuff for the channel. But most of them cost money, and the channel don't make me enough money to be able to justify the cost for, the Gleam giveaways and stuff like that. All that kind of stuff it costs you money, so I might come up with an alternative way to choose a winner of it. I think maybe using Twitter, which I know a lot of people really don't use Twitter anymore. I was thinking about using the YouTube community feed for that. Which I think the feed would be the best way to do it. That way I keep, it's all on YouTube. I ain't taking you off the YouTube platform. Which I haven't looked, but I don't know if you guys can actually put videos onto or add images. When you put a comment, I don't think you can add images to it, which I'd like to do. But when you guys comment on the community feed, I don't think you can put videos or photos up on them. I don't think there's anything I can do about that to add them. But, you know, I want to make sure whoever gets the computer, you know, it ain't going to be a very expensive computer, but I want to make sure it's going to be an upgrade to them. It's going to be a U.S. only giveaway. Just because I got to pay for shipping. I ain't going to, you know, put myself out on my way to pay for shipping across seas or to pay import taxes, or I don't want to expect nobody else to pay import taxes on a giveaway, you know. That just ain't, to me, that ain't fair, it ain't right. And most of them import fees are going to be more than what the product's going to actually be worth. So hopefully I can get that straightened out before next weekend. Excuse me, because I plan on putting that system together next weekend. It's going to be the Dell Optiplex I got laying behind me with the 6400 GPU in it. You're looking at probably a $300 value, I guess. Which I'm going to do some upgrades to the Optiplex as well. So, and I'll do a benchmarking video with it. The benchmarks I've been running is on the 5800X, Ryzen 7 5800X. Once I get that system done, I want to do some benchmarking on it. That, and also test the system, make sure the system is going to be nice and stable for whoever does get it. So that's going to be what's coming up, that PCI 3.0 versus the 4.0 this week. Then hopefully that Dell Optiplex and the gaming PC. Then the benchmarks, I may flip them two around. I don't want to announce the PC giveaway for that Dell Optiplex before I have a chance to do the benchmarking video on it. So I may flip them two around, do the benchmarking videos, and then the build video. But yeah, that's what's going to be coming up on the channel so far for the next 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it may be. By that time, maybe we can get some Ryzen 5 7000 series stuff in. I'm hoping it ain't going to be too much of a hassle to try to get some of them new components in. I was actually thinking about maybe going ahead and order some of the RAM and stuff like that I can go ahead and get for the build. I got a few cases back there that I can use. One of the old cases I've got that I haven't sold yet or whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of what's coming up on the channel. Kind of the line that I'm heading down right now as far as the content for the channel. And with the GPU prices, which I want to see what they're going to actually get down to with the end of crypto mining. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with it. But that Dell Optiplex with the 6400 in is going to be about $300 build. I think once them prices, GPUs start crashing in price on eBay and whatnot on the used market, I don't think it's going to be worth the money to do a Dell Optiplex build anymore. Not using the 6400 anyways. Even if you go with the 1650 or whatnot, it's got the encoders in it, I think you'd be better off to build you, take your $300 or $400 and build your system how you use components compared to doing a Dell Optiplex build anymore. But we'll have to see how the prices come down on the GPUs. Because, you know, I mean, you're getting decent prices already on some of the lower tier AMD models like the 6600. You know, they're going for decent prices already. Once this crash happens here in a month or so, they're going to really drop. That's just my predicament on that, my prediction on that. But I don't know. Maybe that's something I'll look at next weekend when I do that build. See what my opinion is on that, if it's even still worth doing the Dell Optiplex switching over to a gaming PC or not. Alright guys, I think I ought to wrap it up for this week's live stream. I got a lot more video work to do. I'm Got that PCI 3.0 and 4.0 video rendered out, but I do have to still do the thumbnail and the title and the description and all that good happy shit with it. All the back end stuff that most people don't think about. I like to start on that next video, filming that next video. So, yeah, well, I think I'm going to get out of here for the day. You have a good one, Maxter. I appreciate you coming in, hanging out with me for a little bit here today, buddy. Appreciate it. But there is links in the description for all the articles I talked about today, if you'd like to do a little bit more reading on them. Some other links down there that may interest you. Don't forget to do all that fun YouTube stuff on your way down that description box. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream.